Hey everyone, what you're about to watch is the most valuable segments from my weekly Q&A, where new and experienced recruiters get together to ask questions and solve problems. If you want to join the next one, just click on the link in the description to join. It's completely free. You don't need to give me your email address, telephone number, or anything like that. And I'll personally be there to answer any of your questions. Oh, and I've also put together this recruitment starter pack for those in the beginning of their journey, which tells you exactly how to get your first client. You can grab that once you're in our community for free as well. All right, then let's get back into the video.
Yeah, I guess so. Like recruitment, I would say easiest thing to do is where your familiarity lies. Like I did healthcare because I was working in healthcare for so long, so I knew healthcare. If you work in like aviation and you know clients, you know the candidates like yourself, I'm sure you work in that field. So like people like you, the roles that you do, the jobs specific that you carry out, you'll be able to sell that vacancy to a candidate, or you'll be able to sell the candidate to a client. So yeah, easiest thing to do always is just the field that you're in, your bread and butter, go in that field. And of course, if you wanted to branch out and do something that your interest lies in, or you'll be willing to learn the new field that you want to get into.
I just wanted to add something in terms of what the guy said about niche, being niche or multi-niche. One benefit of being multi-niche is you're always busy. You've always got stuff going on. That's what I find personally. I just thought I'd add that because sometimes with like a certain one niche, like Christmas might go quiet or certain times of the year. But when you're doing different niches, you're always getting work in like vacancy wise.
Yeah, I agree. You're always busy. I would say, or add to that as well, T, is if you are interested of potentially just go into like multiple sectors, potentially get someone to work with you. So then like, all right, I'll focus on the IT side, and then you will focus on the care side. And it doesn't. When I say someone to work with you, it doesn't even have to be like a director to own the company with you. You can even like hire a virtual staff where you get them on the phone to be like, all right, your job, I would say to you, and this is what I was doing. I was doing the brevet mail shots, so no one else was doing mail shots. My job is to do the mail shots to win the business, and then I will then hand it over to a virtual staff that's working for me. Be like, all right, now I've got a vacancy. Your job is to find a candidate, and then you can do that with multi-sector, because then you can just hire more than one person, and the salaries are quite low if you're hiring from overseas.
By the way, when you're telling these virtual staff to find the candidates, you provide
Yes.
them with the resources like such as CV library, correct?
Yes, you'd provide them with all the resources. Yes.
So just touching up on CV library, there's a certain like ways of searching for the right candidates. It's not just
Yes.
you mentioned it last week, but I couldn't get a clear picture of it. What was it like that you said about, for example, if I'm looking for like a domestic care worker, for example, or even a support worker, right? What was like, even if you're going through the Boolean search method or anything like that, you go through by?
Yeah, there is. I'm not really great with CV library. The staff use it more than me, and we have an account manager who tells us like how to use it. I don't know, Asad, would you say you know how to search better? I know the Boolean search and stuff like that.
It's the same role, but different variations. So if I'm looking for a nursery candidate, which I do, I'll write nursery practitioner or early years practitioner or early years educator or room leader or nursery assistant or nursery apprentice. You just got to know your market and know the different roles. And you can even probably go into ChatGPT and write what's the different terminology for a domiciliary care worker.
Okay. Well, so what about read? I don't got anything to do with read or no?
It's the same. It's the same. They're all the same. The Boolean search is the same. They all do the same thing. It's how you do the searches. But you might do one search on read and find 10 candidates. You might do the same search on CV library and find 100 candidates, because it depends on the market, the niche. Some databases have more candidates, but they all do the same thing effectively.
So in terms of the caring home sector, which one would you advocate for more, the CV library or read?
I don't do care homes, so I can't say. But I know Yusuf says that CV library is good for healthcare, no?
CV library is very good for healthcare. Yes.
But if you need access to read, I can get it very cheap for you, like half price. If you do want to get access to read, I can always help you with that.
Oh, okay. I'm currently on my 1 week trial, and to be fair, it's not all of that. I mean, compared
What's
to
that? For with read or CV library?
I've got my CV library already, but I just don't have, I want to actually read to see for this domestic care work jobs actually to see if anything makes difference. I literally took out the 1 week trial I had on it, and it's not great. CV library is much easier to use and much more easy to navigate, if that makes sense.
I think Indeed is good, but Indeed is quite expensive.
Did they
My
give you a
favorite
trial?
is Indeed.
Did they give you a trial or no?
But no, I don't think they do.
CV Library give you a 7-day trial. Well, you know what you can do.
I've got this already.
Okay, anyone else who hasn't got it, CV Library is quite good. Get the 7 days or 10 days free trial. And what you actually can do is keep changing your email address. So they give it to you on per email. So you can just like create loads of email address or change the alias on your email address. And then your trial keeps on rolling over. There's a period that I did that for like 1 month or 2 months straight. Like, I was on the trial for ages.
Were you doing that at gmail.com, or was it domains?
No, actual domains.
Yeah.
He was going to make thousands. He gave an idea to make thousands.
But the CV library it doesn't give out the details when you download the CV.
It does. Yes, they give you like 50 credits or something like that.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Or 20 credits. I can't remember. They do.
No,
I need to try that again.
That's read. I don't think it was
Unless they change it now after I've kind of exploited their free trials.
You specialize in like general practitioners and nurses, right? You, Ahmed.
Yes, I do.
Oh, fair enough. How do you find that? How's it going?
GP surgeries, and yeah, it's all right. I work with like just mainly all GP practices. So more than likely, your local GP practice might be actually on our books.
So so with these GP practitioners, obviously these are high caliber jobs. I assume you get the candidates first, and then you pitch them to the GP.
No, I do it the other way around. Actually, I get the roles first, and then finding candidates. Like after a while, being in the industry and building a candidate pool, finding the candidate it's not the hardest.
But so I'm saying so it's confusing to me. Reason being because when you've got when you get a pool of candidates, right? And
yeah,
I'm assuming within your candidate range, you go to the clients with who are in the same like radius. If that makes sense. Or is it just going like anywhere around the UK calling and email?
Okay, so the way I find we win work, and this is most of the way we do actually, is send out a mass email and list out all the different, you can do this for any field, like even if you're doing like hotels, hospitals, GP surgeries, dental practice, anything, right? List out all the different types of people that will work in that settings. Like in a GP practice, you get a doctor, you get a lead doctor, you get an advanced nurse, you get a practice nurse, you get a healthcare assistant, you get a GP receptionist, you get a practice manager, and potentially a paramedic and a pharmacist. That's like 8-9 different people that could potentially work there. You just list all 8-9, like we've got all of this available, right? Imagine you knock on a door and you're asking you want 1 of 8. You've got 1 of 8 chances of getting something coming back to you, right? Instead of you only knocking on that door and saying, I only specialize in GPs, then they're not going to get back to you if you need HCAs. So what I would say to you, your settings that you're in, list out all the different types of people that could potentially work in that settings, and then see what comes back, and whatever comes back, work on that. So I do it that way around. I don't do the specking way where I find the candidate and then I find them a role. We do it the other way around where we get the roles and then we'll find them candidates.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, both work. You can also like do specking where you get the candidate first and then find them a role. But that would definitely work also, like we're saying to T, like in a field where the candidates are like an asset, really hard to find, like gold dust. Then you find the candidate first, and then you can find them a vacancy like very quickly.
Okay, so I'm assuming GPs are not that like high caliber as I thought.
At the moment, they're not, with the way the market has gone. And I mean, like a couple of years ago, finding a GP was really hard, but now there's loads of them available.
And for GPs, what are the like rates usually for them in terms of the terms?
A locum GP, what, on a contracting basis, and anything about £90 an hour. Permanent, what, 80, 90, 80, 90,
up to 120,
up to 120,000.
Oh, I saw one of your TikToks, and brother named Has on his
first. No, I don't think it was his first month. Was it first month? Was it? Yeah, no. In his first month, he did a massive deal, 27K.
Is it something?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did a doctor practice in West London.
So, what was his strategy? Was it just like the same way you done it, reaching out massively?
Yeah, yes, same. Everyone, we all do the same strategy because, like, I find that works.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
How many years experience must that doctor have in order to get paid that much? £90 an hour and 90K?
I'll say like 2, 3 years, 4 years No, it's not that much.
Is that like
Oh.
being a junior doctor, or is that fresh out?
Yeah. That's after like doing all they graduated, they've got all like they're at a GP level.
Oh, so how many years is that overall?
Oh, that process, I actually have no idea.
Oh wow.
I'm only interested after they've achieved it, not the process before.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I had another one. I think I asked it like 2 weeks ago, but I forgot to add in the last bit. We discussed about like the whole journey, right, to securing that client. And the one bit I forgot to ask was the payment, right? So let's just say we do the whole process. I blast out a bunch of emails. So obviously the email has the anonymized CV. CV is absolutely banging. Good body of work, and someone actually gets hooked. And I get on a phone call with them, get all of the details regarding the role, get in contact with the applicant straight after. Applicant is ready to go. The only issue, I don't want to break any do's and don'ts of the industry and then just mess up that whole deal. When is it that I'd send out those payment details? Is it when I send out the terms and conditions with it, or separately?
There is no do's and don'ts in the industry. It's all about whatever you negotiate. Like,
All right.
so another example of there's no do's and don'ts in the industry is, do you know, like when you supply a permanent candidate, most clients will want like you to have a rebate period where, for example, let's just say they've paid you 15,000 for your candidate and the candidate leaves next week, then you've got to give a portion back, right? Because it's part of the rebate. It's a sliding scale. After 2 weeks, you pay this back. After 4 weeks, you pay this back. And the longer they stay, the less that you pay back, right?
Yeah.
That is all about negotiation. How long is your rebate period? It's up to you. How much are you paying back? It's up to you. I remove personally rebate and the rebate part from our terms and conditions, and we only put it in if the client specifically asks for. So this now saves me if I supply a candidate on a permanent basis and they hire the candidate, and after like a week and a half, 2 weeks, the candidate quit. Legally, I don't have to pay anything back because we didn't agree a rebate period.
Oh, so I think I asked you something similar to that. Like the first day.
So it's
something around. Yeah.
So it's all about what you agree. So there's no do's and don'ts. Now, even your when do they pay your candidates? Do they pay them at the first day of the shift? Do they pay them at when they sign the contract? Do they pay them at the time of the offer? It all depends on how you structure the deal.
To me.
Yeah, I mean, industry standard, I would say, industry standard is upon the first day of them working. But again, you're not bound by that.
All right, brilliant. And with the actual payment details, like when would you actually send it over to them?
On my one, for example, for permanent placements, they have to pay within 14 days. And on our terms, it says if they pay anything over 14 days, it automatically cancels out any rebate periods if it was in place.
Okay, so in your terms, you'll actually have the bank details where they submit the payment.
You would invoice them. So let's say he starts on the 1st of November, you send the invoice on the 1st of November, and it would state on there, and delaying our payment by over 14 and beyond the 14-day payment terms would cancel out any rebate periods that are in place, right? So then naturally, of course, we don't chase it until the 15th day.
That's serious.
And you just send the invoice by email normally?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Usually, I think the other recruiters, they add interest in it, but that's haram. You don't do that. So we do the cancel out the rebate. I've never thought.
You can just cancel out. Yeah, just cancel out the rebate.
Just a quick one.
And if the client does bring it up, though, they say, what are the rebate period? And then you have to actually put it in because they want it in. But if they don't query it, they don't question it, then you just play it like that.
Ahmed, before you go with that, I've got a friend with me. He's pretty much brand new to recruitment. He's starting off, and he's just listening about, what you're talking about, your process of finding the client and then finding the candidate.
Yeah.
He just wants a little mini brief of how it goes.
How you find candidates?
No, I feel like the whole process of finding clients and then going to the candidates, like a little brief.
Okay, so the quickest way to find clients, for example, pick your niche. I want to do GP practices, for example, because that's what I know, right? GP practices. Now, where can I find GP practices? Now you've got even ChatGPT. Give me a list of websites where I can find a directory of GP practices. It'll give you a couple of websites. Go on that website. This is the tedious part. Click on it. Find the name of the practice. Find the email address of the practice. Find the postcode of the practice. Find the contact number of the practice. And a point of contact if possible. That's not important. The most important thing is actually email addresses because you will use that for Brevo. So anything else is just a plus. Having a contact number is a plus. Having first name and surname is actually a plus. You don't really need it. Email address is the most important thing for me. Put that onto an Excel sheet. then upload it to Brevo, and then send out a nice email with like, hey, please find attached. And oh yeah, and you can also attach CVs on Brevo. I didn't know, you actually you showed me this like a few days ago. So
Yeah,
that's could be good for you as well, T. You can attach CVs on Brevo. And so yeah.
I noticed when I sent
Nice.
out emails, that got me more replies than before. Because
Yes.
before they either just ignore my thing, or now what they do, if they don't want it, they'll be like, okay, no, we're not looking for this at the moment. Or they'll be like, okay, we're not looking at the moment, but we'll reach out if you do.
Yes. So you get more replies. Okay, so
do
that's what you do. Get the email addresses, put
So,
them to
so
the
attaching
Excel
CVs
sheet.
gives you more replies.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll find out. Yes.
And my CV
Interesting.
was a lie, by the way. I made the CV using ChatGPT.
Yeah, the CV is a bait. That's all it is. It's just for them to, okay, who's gonna bite back, and the person doesn't have to exist. It can be very vague and top looking CV for any client will be like, yeah, I want this person. I want to hire this person. That's the whole point of it. Just to see, like, to get engagement and to see who responds back to you. And then
I
once
don't
you do,
necessarily even send CVs. I just send a synopsis. Like if, for example, in nurseries, they're looking for level 3 practitioners. I'd just be like, level 3 practitioner in your area, this salary, this qualification, like a mini CV overview.
okay,
Oh.
I do both. I do that overview on the body of the email, and then I attach the CV.
Yeah, I would like to send CVs, but from my CRM, I can't bulk send CVs
You know
for
what?
some
You know
reason.
what you can do instead, and this might work for anyone who's using a platform where you can't attach CVs. I actually did it this week. Put your CVs onto a Google Drive, and then get the link of it, and then
Yeah.
just say, "Please find attached the CV," and then put in brackets, "Click here to view," and hyperlink it to the
Yeah,
CV.
that's a good
So then
idea.
they click on it and it views the CV.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. So then you don't have to attach anything.
Imagine if a scammer finds it out. So,
Sorry.
that's not the worst joke ever. I was like,
Okay.
imagine if a scammer finds that out.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess maybe that will also be some emails might not deliver because of that, because of the whole, like, they might think it's the fishy link and stuff like that. That's the downside, I guess. But yeah, I guess that was the overview. Once you put it onto Brevo, attach a CV if you want. If you don't have to, put a nice email together, click send, and then wait for the responses. And then once you got those responses, go to whatever job board you're using to find the candidates, and then place them together, and that's it. Job done.